If you're a developer, you already know that AI is changing the game. But what if I told you we're on the edge of a shift so big it'll make today's AI tools look like they're from the Stone Age? Let's dive into how the developer's job is shifting from being a hands-on coder to a high-level conductor.
The ground has already shifted beneath our feet. A recent GitHub survey found that a whopping 92% of developers feel more productive with the AI tools we have right now. This isn't just a small trend, it's the new normal. But believe it or not, the next wave of AI is going to make even this huge shift look tiny. For a while now, we've thought of AI as our co-pilot, a helpful buddy in the seat next to us. But this raises a really interesting question. What happens when that co-pilot isn't just offering suggestions, but is ready to take the controls and fly the whole mission solo? That question is really at the heart of where software development is headed next.
And that is exactly the shift we're talking about. Look, this isn't about getting slightly better autocomplete. This is a massive leap from AI assistance to fully autonomous, agentic execution. The AI is no longer just a co-pilot. It's becoming an independent, autonomous member of your team.
This new paradigm actually has a name: agentic development. And the core idea is pretty simple but powerful. You give an AI agent a high-level goal, and it has the freedom to plan the steps, write the code, and see the whole task through with very little hand-holding from you. What I love about this is how clearly it shows the evolution. Just yesterday, AI was a helpful assistant tucked away inside your editor, kind of like a pair programmer. But today's AI agents, like the ones being built in platforms like Google's Antigravity, they're playing a much bigger game. They're not just suggesting code, they're planning, building, and even testing entire systems on their own.
So, okay, what does all this mean for you, the developer? Well, your role is fundamentally changing. You're shifting from being the coder to being the conductor. Instead of writing every single line, you're now orchestrating a team of powerful AI agents to build complex software. This slide really nails the structural flip at the center of this change. In the old way of doing things, AI was just another tool in your environment. In this new agent-first world, your tools, your editor, your terminal, they become instruments that the agent uses. The agent is now the main interface you work through. It's a total flip. And this makes it all feel very real. Just imagine your workspace changing from a code editor into something more like a mission control center. Your new job is to launch, direct, and oversee a whole fleet of AI agents, making the big strategic decisions that guide their work. So the most important thing here is that your focus shifts from the how to the what. You're no longer getting stuck in the weeds of implementation. Instead, you're the one architecting the big picture, defining crystal clear goals, managing the work of multiple agents at once, and making those final calls based on all the evidence they bring back to you. Of course, this all sounds great, but with all this new power comes a new responsibility. These AI agents are incredibly capable, but they're not perfect. And that brings us to a really crucial new part of the developer's job: trust and verification. You're not just delegating tasks anymore. You're the one who has to meticulously oversee how they get done. And the key to this whole oversight process is something called artifacts. Basically, these are structured reports the agent creates specifically for you, the human manager, to review. They're designed to build trust by making everything the agent does totally transparent and easy to check. The workflow itself is super straightforward, but also really effective. First, the agent goes and does its thing. Then it delivers these artifacts to you. And we're talking about things like detailed implementation plans, screenshots of the UI, or even screen recordings of the agent testing its own code. Finally, you review these outputs to make sure the work is up to snuff. And here's the best part: the feedback loop is so intuitive and efficient. Instead of having to stop everything to jump in and fix code, you just guide the agent by leaving comments on the artifacts it creates. Seriously, it's just like leaving notes on a Google Doc. It's how you nudge that 90% solution all the way to a 100% masterpiece. So what's the real payoff for working this way? It's all about freeing up your most valuable resource, your brain power. By letting AI agents do all that heavy lifting, you unlock more time for the deep strategic thinking that actually moves the needle. And this chart just lays it out perfectly. In the traditional way, most of your energy goes into hands-on coding and debugging. But in an agentic world, that completely flips. The vast majority of your time is now spent on high-level architecture, strategy, and review.
The payoff here is just huge. You get way more deep thought time for those really creative, complex problems. You're less mentally drained from constantly switching between tasks. You can even, and I love this phrase, multi-thread your brain by having different agents work on different things in parallel. This frees you up to focus on the really critical stuff like data quality and governance.
So, when you put it all together, what does this really mean for the future of software development? Well, the line between what humans do and what machines do is getting clearer than ever. The future for us developers isn't in execution, it's in orchestration. This table breaks down the new division of labor perfectly. The developer's role is all about orchestration, setting the goals, providing the feedback, and solving the big strategic problems. Meanwhile, the agent's role is execution, writing the code, running the tests, and handling all the day-to-day tactical work. And this really gets to a crucial point about what it means to be senior anymore. Expertise is no longer about how fast you can type. It's about using your deep domain knowledge and all that experience you've gained to effectively direct these powerful AI agents toward the right goals. Your value becomes your wisdom and your strategic oversight. And that leaves us with one last big question to think about. As we get closer to a future where an AI can write 100% of the code, what will actually define a senior developer? The answer to that question isn't just going to shape the future of our jobs, but the very meaning of what it is to be a developer.